Members of the Democratic Party in Parliament held a briefing on the tragic death of a young man who was under detention at the 461st Detention Center and called for organizing an open hearing.
The members of the Democratic Party are reporting on the death of a young man who is being restrained in prison, Unit 461, last week. The Constitution of Mongolia states that it will build a humane and compassionate society. It also guarantees the right to life of a citizen. In addition, torture and inhuman treatment are prohibited. Unfortunately, in Mongolia today, the defense law enforcement agencies, which are responsible for protecting lives, continue to experience loss of life and violence. The proof of this is the death of the said young man. The fact that police officers are involved in many tragic crimes in Mongolia is causing concern for citizens. One thing to say about this case, the citizen reported to the Independent Authority Against Corruption that he was harassed and beaten by police officers. However, one citizen lost his life due to the failure of the witness and victim protection system. Therefore, it is necessary to urgently create a system for the protection of witnesses and victims. In the annual report of the National Human Rights Commission, human rights violations have been documented in law enforcement and detention institutions. Therefore, it is necessary to carry out inspections to determine the conditions of human rights in law enforcement agencies and prisons with the scope of the inspection function of Parliament. The most important thing is that the human rights violations that are happening there should be brought to the public's attention, so it is appropriate to hold an open hearing. According to a 2021 survey, the number of citizens per police officer is 371, which is considered a very high burden compared to other countries. Therefore, it is necessary to look back at the legal system and reform it.
This tragedy is not just a one-time event. We see where human rights are being violated the most, but no significant action was taken. The death of a person under the protection of a state shows that there is a serious issue here. All information kept closed and confidential due to the impossibility of reporting on the case and the fact that a prosecutor did not approve it. But all bad things happen behind this barrier. Therefore, we can get behind it by having an open discussion and making it transparent. The DP group is demanding an open hearing.
According to the law on public hearings and the Parliament of Mongolia, a hearing can be held if at least 15 members sign and support it. The members of the Democratic Party have started collecting signatures from members of Parliament and are organizing hearings. So far, 15 members have signed. This call for transparency and accountability highlights the urgency to address human rights violations within Mongolia's law enforcement and detention systems.